Action. Action in China. Action in China.
Chinese Foreign Ministry on Wednesday said China will take necessary countermeasures to resolutely safeguard its rights and interests. The statement came after the United States announced a list of tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese goods on Tuesday.
The behavior of the U.S. is typically trade bullying. This is a war between unilateralism and multilateralism, between protectionism and free trade, and between power and rules. China will work with the international community to jointly safeguard the multilateral trading system and rules.
Hua said countries around the world are interdependent, sharing will and woe, since their economies are integrated into the global industrial and value chain to varying degrees. She said the U.S. is not only opening fire to the whole world, but also firing at itself. And there will be no winner. According to the spokesperson, 40% of Chinese export goods and two-thirds of its export high-tech products are made by foreign enterprises in China. She called on the international community to resolutely reject unilateralism, oppose protectionism, and safeguard the multilateral trading system and free trade rules.
The American beef industry are hoping that a multi-million-dollar deal with Chinese retail giant JD.com will still be possible. That's despite the U.S. government's escalating trade war with China, which sees beef imports subject to higher taxes. According to the Montana Stock Growers Association, last November's huge deal is not yet dead in the water. The association says JD.com's $100 million commitment to building Montana's largest meat processing facility is still on the table. JD.com has also promised to buy $200 million worth of Montana beef in the next few years. However, that is coming under increasing threat due to the escalating trade row. Last Friday, the Trump administration added 25% tariffs to Chinese imports. Beijing's expected response, an additional 25% import tax on top of an existing 12% hike, could be hard for Montana to digest. With the U.S. threatening an extra tax on $200 billion of goods, local ranchers are worried for their potential cash cow. In the local paper, they made their feelings clear with an article titled "Trade War with China, Bad for Montana." The timing also couldn't be worse. In the last half-decade, China's beef imports have expanded 10 times, from just $275 million in 2012 to $2.5 billion in 2017. U.S. beef farmers missed a boom, however, as they were banned by Chinese market in 2003. Restrictions were lifted last year, but with the threat of new tariffs now promising to add dollars to each steak, U.S. farmers could miss out again. Official figures show that China is increasing its investment along the Belt and Road. In recent years, China has seen its overseas investment enter a new stage as Chinese enterprises make full use of their advantages when investing around the world.
According to the latest statistics released by the Ministry of Commerce, or MOC, in the first 5 months of 2018, China's investment in 54 countries along the Belt and Road routes totaled $5.93 billion. This marked an 8.2% increase year-on-year. Newly signed contracts with these countries accounted for around 42% of the total, and the completed turnover accounted for 54% of the total. China's overseas investment mainly flowed to leasing and business services, as well as the manufacturing, mining, wholesale, and retail industries. With the steady growth and healthy development of China's overseas investment, enterprises that invested abroad have continued to benefit. In 2017, over 70% of Chinese enterprises that invested abroad either made profit or broke even. China's Ministry of Commerce, or MOC, expects overseas investment will continue to grow in the second half of 2018. According to the MOC, China will continue to strengthen investment cooperation with countries along the Belt and Road and prepare their equipment, technologies, and services to meet the demands of those countries more effectively.
The fifth China-Russia Expo kicked off in Russia on Tuesday. The yearly event is set to strengthen regional cooperation and bilateral ties. At the first China-Russia Inter-Regional Cooperation Forum, one of the events at the expo, officials from both countries praised bilateral cooperation.
China and Russia have entered an important period for their national development and rejuvenation. With highly compatible development programs, regional cooperation is very promising.
China's Vice Minister of Commerce, Gao Yan, also said mutual investment is expanding and steady progress is evident in large-scale strategic projects in energy, nuclear power, aerospace, and infrastructure. Russian Deputy Minister of Economic Development said Russia would explore the full potential of Sino-Russian mutually beneficial cooperation.
Interregional delegations from 23 Russian constituent entities are participating. Such a representative composition is another proof of Russia's high interest in developing mutually beneficial cooperation with China.
The Deputy Minister also said over 40 agreements, memorandums, and protocols of intentions have been signed by the two sides in the past 2 years. These include the establishment of an intergovernmental commission for cooperation and development between Russia's Far East and Baikal region and China's northeastern provinces. The China-Russia Expo is the highest-level exhibition jointly held by the two countries. It has played an important role in improving trade and economic ties, as well as exploring regional and business cooperation. That's all for this edition of Economy Report. For more news and highlights, you can also find out more at our website, en.cncnews.cn. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.